Hi everybody, this is Kris from KrisDoesEnglish.com, and in this video I just wanted to share a new resource that I found that will help your students with writing, and it's a low stake, fun, low stress writing game that you can play in your class and really work with students on their writing skills. And I'm not getting paid for this video or anything like that. I just wanted to share a resource that I found with you that you may be interested in using in your class. The name of this resource is called We Will Write. In this video, I would like to talk about subscription and pricing options, talk about how to set up the game, like for the students in your class, and then I would like to do a demo of a game just to show you how it works so that you can kind of start thinking about how to set this up for your class. So we're going to go on over to the We Will Write website, and we're going to begin by talking about the subscription options that are available for you as a teacher. So I've personally never used the basic version, but it has a lot less features. And I've also, of course, never used the school license because that would be something that a school would do. But what I have done is I have used the premium option. And the premium option gives you a 60-day free trial as a teacher to just test out the services. And it begins at $9 monthly or $60 annually after that. And with the premium model or the premium service, you get access to all the content that is created for you as a teacher. And there's a lot of uh, writing prompts and subjects and topics that are available for you as a teacher that are already in the platform, and you get access to all of that with the premium option. You also get a AI literary device analysis as well. It's something that I've not used on the service, but it'll be something that I will continue to research. It does give you access to student history, so after students write, you're able to see what they've written, and you're able to connect that to that particular student when you're looking at their writing. You're also able to create your own content. And so you can, if you're a history teacher, you could create something on World War II. If you're a science teacher, you could create something on like the laws of physics or like something related to biology or any topic. So this is something that any teacher can use to practice writing skills with your students. Now that we have talked about the different subscription models and pricing that is available to you as the teacher, I want to talk a little bit about how this game works, like how to set it up, how does it work. It's a little bit like Bookit in some ways, but with just setting it up. Bookit or Quizlet too, like both of them are pretty similar in how you can set it up with the class, but that's about the only similarity. So the first step that you'll see is plan. You have to plan what you're going to do, like with the students. That could be creating your own activity that you're like the students are going to write about, like what the type of prompt that you're going to use, the topic. It can be, or it can be one of the topics that are already provided for you in the We Will Write platform. Then you just set it up. You go to the website and create a game. Like you start the game, and then students type in the code, and then after they've played the game, like they'll play the game, it gives them 2 to 5 minutes to write responses. After they've played the game, then you can review, and students will vote on which one they think, which student's work they think is the best. So now I want to show you a demo of how to set the game up for your students. So what you can do is you can go in and you can choose any of these topics like or prompts that students can write about when they're playing the game. Next, well, let's also talk about this. You can also go over here and to my sets, and you can create a set, or you can choose a set that you have already created. So if you create a set, you'll have to go in here and you'll fill out the the information that you're having to fill out. This is actually a little bit trickier and until you do it at least once, because in my honest opinion, it's not the easiest thing to create your own deck. But once you've done it a time or two, it will actually be pretty easy to do. It's just figuring out where everything goes, because it's not the most clear. It's on it's not very clear on telling you where to put what and how it will show up on the screen. Like, it doesn't really have a preview option to show you this is what it's going to look like when students are playing. So I would recommend definitely playing around with this just a little bit before students actually play the game, because otherwise it can be in the wrong, like the information that you put in will be in the wrong area. But let's go back, and what I want to do is I actually want to do a demo. And we're just going to select one of the random prompts or games that it already has built into the platform, just so that I can show you how it works. So it actually allows you, typically you would hit the start button and it's going to pull up the code for all the students to type in. But what we're going to do is I'm actually going to show you the classroom simulator just so that you can see how it works, and it'll generate some bots that'll play as the students. Now that I've hit the classroom simulator, what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in the code right here. And I'm going to put my name, but when I play the actual game, it's going to keep my name anonymous. And so other students aren't going to know who I am. But on the teacher side of things, the teacher will be able to see who wrote what. But this is just something that's required. Okay, so now that I've put my name in, what we're going to do is we're going to say start with 3 teams. And what this does is it puts students into teams, and that's how they're going to compete. And so it puts the students into teams, and then we're going to start our first challenge. And it gives us our prompt: describe the moment through the eyes of the firefighter or the kid. And then it has some things that we've got to keep in mind. Like, it needs to be suspenseful, and it also has something as like 1 moment, 2 perspectives. And so while students are waiting right here, it'll tell them wait for challenge to start. But as the teacher, you can actually start the writing sooner. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just type something right here. So the firefighter was the hero in the kid's eyes after he was saved from the burning fire. And what it does is it counts how many words are written, and it gives how many words each team has written right here as well. And something else you can do is you can get like a hint, and then there's different things right here that you can kind of play with as well. I think this one right here is more to give you just ideas. No, this is what your the students on your team are actually writing about. So that's what their prompts are. So that might give you some ideas, but It can they can also see what you're writing as well, and so it can bounce ideas off of your teammates as well. But this one right here is more of just a hint of what you need to be describing, and this is something that you would put in as the teacher as well, uh, for to help your students if they're struggling with writing incomplete sentences or struggling with their ideas. So let's go on to next. So once that prompt is done, what you're gonna do is you're gonna give yourself a self-assessment. So dissatisfied, unsure, satisfied, and then you're gonna pick which one was the most suspenseful, or it can be other things that are set as the parameters as well. But you're gonna look at what your peers wrote and decide which one was the best. So you can vote, and then afterwards, this gives you as the teacher. We'll speed it up a little bit, but this will give you as the teacher the opportunity to review the winners of each team, and then the class gets to vote on which one was the best as the class. So that wraps up our review of We Will Write. If you have ever used We Will Write before in your classroom, I would love to hear about it in the comments below. And please remember to subscribe, keep learning, and I will see you in the next video.